science keeps discovering new things about genetics, and the more we discover, the more we're finding out that the same kind of floor plan and wiring layout is found in many different branches of the animal kingdom and plant kingdom and so on. That would indicate a common design, not a common ancestor in the creation model then, but evolutionists hang on to this common ancestor thing. Here's an article where they found that skates, which are cartilaginous fishes like sharks and rays, that these skates have cartilage skeletons, and you can see on the back of this x-ray they have little flipper things in the back end of their body that they use to kind of push off on the sand at the bottom of the water. And they're saying, ooh, they found out a gene that controls that is the same Hox gene as in mice front legs. And so immediately they decided that skates and mice must have a common ancestor. And since we evolved from the Morganucodon rat and back in the Permian 210 million years ago in their story, then us and skates have a common ancestor and that's where we got our walking on two legs thing. You see, they said it's a foot-like thing that moves left-right. There wouldn't be any other way to do that properly on the bottom of the shallow ocean. And the neurons are there. They're saying, yeah, the neurons are there. The Hox genes are there. But now they use their imagination to say it means we have a common ancestor with skates. Sure, it uses the same neural circuitry, but all cars have a steering wheel, well, most of them, and that doesn't mean that Chevy and Ford came from the same place. It does mean the human mind likes steering wheels, though, and so God's mind evidently likes these Hox genes in its common design. Oh, they're saying, the movements are just like people walking. No, it's a little weird fish thing. It doesn't even have a skeleton made out of bones. Talks about the Hox genes, talks about this. Now, look very carefully always at what things are interpretation and what things are facts. The genes exist, the little movement limbs exist, but that they have something to do with each other in some ancient, hidden, mysterious, unprovable, unobservable story of evolution, that's interpretation of facts and imagination. Oh, and then they quote Ted Dashler. Evolution works by tinkering, he says. We're all using what we inherited, a version of circuitry that began 400 million years ago. Ted Dashler was one of the people who popularized the Tiktaalik rosei fossil in 2006 and said that it proved that we evolved from fish. Later, they found some footprints in a layer, 10 million years worth of their time scale, deeper, of something walking on the land before Tiktaalik even would have existed in their story, which certainly trashed that whole thing. And all his Ted Dashler's buddies rejected the Tiktaalik as our missing link ancestor. Ted Dashler was on the Colbert Report television show, and I saw the cut of this, and he said, when you see all the data and all the evidence and all the theories and all, you've just gotta believe in evolution. And then Colbert said, but if it's a fact, why do you have to believe in it? And Dashler didn't know what to do because that was logically watertight. And much more than the thing about these poor little water animals being our cousins. The story is all they've got. The evidence is not there. The data says everything is separate. Now, how everything got what they got, as separate as they are, either evolution did it by chance or God did it by design. You're going to have to decide, but I advise you to keep thinking while you make your decision. God bless, Dr. J.